Hello crafty friends, my name's Alicia, but you can call me Crafty Al, and it is time for another SheetLoad rewind. I hope you'll stick around to find out what edition we'll be revisiting this month. Welcome, or perhaps welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. Each month, I get together with some members of my creative team for a little SheetLoad rewind. This is when we revisit a past edition of SheetLoad of cards. Sometimes you'll see new takes on it, other times you'll just see a new set made with that printable. And a little extra exciting this month is that the edition that we're rewinding to is currently in the vault, which means it is only available right now to channel members. But because we are revisiting it, you will have, as long as you're a subscriber to my channel, a month to download it if you don't already have it in your collection. So make sure to stick around to find out how you can do that. And speaking of channel members, today I am debuting a new perk that I added to die cut and paper trimmer level channel membership, and that is digital papers. So make sure to stick around to find out how you can get these as well. And I know once you're done watching my video, you're going to want to see what the rest of the team created. So to do that, you're going to click on the playlist, which is toward the top of the description box below, and I'll also have it as an end card at the very end of this video. I know it, you know it, everyone would love for you to stop by, see what they created, and leave them some love. This month, we are rewinding back to September of 2022, which this edition, not only is it a mini slimline, but it's also kind of a fun fold or fun type of card, and it is called a tent topper card. So the card base itself is slightly smaller, but then you have the topper that sticks off the top or off the front, and that would then make it that mini slimline size. Now, if you want to see the original video where I debuted this printable and the original process video where I made my first set, I will have both of those linked down in that description box below. This printable originally showed how to make 12 mini slimline cards with 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper. Today, I will be using 2 of my 6x6 digital papers to create 4 spooky cute Halloween cards. As I get into the process, I will tell you about the products and tools that I use, but as always, if I ever leave you with any questions, feel free to leave those down in that comment section below, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Let's get crafty! For my pattern papers today, I'm using my new Spooky Cute digital print file, and while you only need 6-inch paper, I do create these just a little bit larger. If you are a die cut or paper trimmer level member and you would like to download this freebie, make sure to check out the membership tab for an image that looks like the one on screen now. It will also be archived on the monthly blogs. I'm going to get started by showing you how to cut the pattern papers. Again, instead of 6 pieces, I will just be using 2, and I went with the fun Halloween pattern paper and the coordinating orange gingham. The first thing I'll do is cut each of these down using the crop marks on the printed sheet, and like it says on the printable, these are 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. That way you just have a little bit of wiggle room if you make what I call generous cuts. Once all of those edges are cut off, I'm going to cut 2 columns that are 3 inches wide. Now, if you were using standard 6-inch by 6-inch square paper, you would not have any scraps left over. Once that's done, I'm going to rotate both of those pieces and cut one piece that is 4 inches tall and one piece that is 2 inches tall. And I will make those exact same cuts on my second piece of pattern paper. I finished the rest of the cutting off camera. That included making those mini card bases. I also went ahead and put the cardstock mats behind my smaller pieces of pattern paper, and using my silhouette, I cut the ovals and the scalloped ovals for the focal points. Now, these were previously a channel member bonus, so you can check out the monthly blogs to get those archived files, and I will go ahead and just re-add those later today on the membership tab to make them easy to find. Before I start assembling the cards, I do want to finish my focal points. For these, I made my own candy ephemera using some of the images that I used to create the pattern paper, and I just print this and then cut it out on my silhouette. Now, I did make way more than I needed, but I decided since I was already printing and cutting, I would just save these for later. Now, because I did not do anything to transform these images, I am not able to share this file with channel members. But if you have a Creative Fabrica account, I will link these images down in that description box below. And if you don't have one, I do highly recommend it. I love to be able to download any images I want for that one low price each year. Before I got started recording, I did go ahead and prep one of the focal points using 3 of the sweets and getting them arranged how I liked it, and I'm going to use this as a template for the rest of the cards. I want to make sure that wherever I place the candies at, that I will have room for my sentiment, which I will be using Trick or Treat You're So Sweet from this stamp set that I got with the recent Craft-O-Ween box. I will be using my MISTI to do the stamping, that way I can set it up once and stamp all 4 pieces easily. And because my oval does not have a right angle, I am going to use the negative part from when I cut it out as a little jig. So I'm going to stamp right onto the mouse pad because that can be cleaned off, and then arrange the oval opening around that so that I know I have room at the top for the candies, and then it looks nice and straight across on that oval. So once I have those 2 things done, I temporarily tack down the frame with a piece of removable tape, and I just keep the top tacked down with the magnet. So now I can put one of my ovals in there, ink up the sentiment, and get it stamped. And now it's easy peasy to just keep replacing those until all 4 pieces have a sentiment. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel each time to create my cluster, I am going to use that very first one as a template. So I will bring in another set of the ephemera and lay the pieces right on top of where they are on my sample. Then I take that same piece of Scotch removable tape and add that to the top to grab all 3. Then once I have that, I can just add some liquid glue to the back of the pieces where they overlap, and now I have one more piece of ephemera done for my cards. Off camera, I matted the ovals with the scallop version, and I put foam tape on the back of each of the ephemera clusters. This way it will add just a little bit of dimension to the cards. Once I pulled that release paper, I do add some liquid glue to the back of the foam, so when I go to put it on my oval, I have a little bit of wiggle time. I finished the rest of the focal points, mainly off camera, and then it was time to start assembling the card bases. For this, I will be putting the largest piece of pattern paper onto the little card base, and to help me get a nice even border all the way around, I am going to use the A7 Card Maker's T ruler from Pear Blossom Press. One of the sides of this has a 1/8 inch jig, so it is perfect for the borders that I use for this card. What I do is add adhesive to the back of my pattern paper, slip the card base up in the jig there, making sure the right angles are together, and then I can just lay my pattern paper in place and I get that nice white even border. I have been sharing this tip with my recent SheetLoad of card sets, and I know many of you have ordered the ruler. If you don't yet have it, I do have links to it in that description box below. Next, it was time to put the smaller matted piece onto the card base, and for this you can definitely move it up and down if you want, but I did try to stick with what the sketch shows, and you'll see here that once again I'm using that ruler, and that's just so I can get my 2 pattern papers aligned together there on that right edge. I finished the rest of those off camera, and now I'm going to add the focal points to the top. For this, again, you'll need to adjust where that's at, and so that I know that my final card will fit in the envelopes that I use, I do bring in one envelope and put it behind the card when I am adding those ovals. This way it's not too high or too low, and it's going to fill that envelope nicely. Once I figure out where the adhesive needs to go, I add that to the back, and then I would wipe away any excess liquid glue if it was hanging out, and then the card is done. It stands up. It's so fun and cute. I finished putting those together off camera, and to add a little sparkle, I also added 3 light pink gems just to bring out some more of the pink in the pattern papers. And here are some close-up looks at the finished set. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put together these 4 spooky cute mini slimline tent topper cards using the September 2022 sheet load of cards. If you did, as always, a thumbs up is appreciated. Now let me tell you how you can download the free printable if you don't yet already have it. As I mentioned earlier, the September 2022 sheetload of cards is currently in the vault and only available to channel members through that visual archive. But if you're a subscriber to my channel who does not yet have the printable, you will have access to download it for 1 month. Please make sure before you click on the download link, which I'll tell you where that's at in just a minute, that you have already clicked on the subscribe button. And while you're there, why don't you go ahead and ring that bell for all notifications. You're going to find the link to the September 2022 sheetload of cards down in the description box right above my P.O. box address. Below the link it will say to watch the video for a password, but you watching this far is your password. You can download it to your device and then open it and print it like I have, or you can download it to your device and just use it on screen. Now make sure you go visit everybody else who is sharing cards today by using that playlist link either in the description box below or the end card here in just a minute. Until my next video, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all the way to the end of the video. I hope now you'll consider clicking on one of the videos or playlists I have linked above. And if you are interested in any of the products or tools I used in today's video, I do have some links in the description box below.